Yom Kippur is commonly known as the Day of Atonement. But if translated literally from Hebrew, it would sound like the Day of the Covering. Yes, that's right, covering, because in Hebrew, Kippur means covering. The first time this word appears in the Bible is when God told Noah to build the ark, commanding him to cover the ark, lechaper and בכופר, with pitch. וחפרת אותו מבית ומחוץ בכופר. So cover and pitch share the same root word as the word Kippur, which could easily be translated as Day of Covering. Just as pitch, coffer, covered Noah's ark and separated his family from the waters of flood and from God's judgment, so the blood of sacrifices in the temple covered Israel, protecting them from condemnation for their sins. Animals sacrificed their lives so that sin would be covered and the people could live. Similarly, in the Garden of Eden, Adam and Eve sinned and saw their nakedness. Then God made a covering of animal skin for them, the first sacrifice, the first covering. Because sin strips us spiritually, depriving us of the holiness and glory of God. As the Apostle Paul says in the New Testament, if so be that being clothed, we shall not be found naked. Spiritual clothing comes through God's covering with sacrificial blood, because God appointed this blood for the atonement for your souls. לכפר על נפשותיכם, or for the covering for your souls. This blood makes an atonement for the soul, who בנפש יכפר, or covers for the soul. Interestingly, when the high priest entered the Holy of Holies on Yom Kippur, on the day of covering, and sprinkled blood before the Ark of Covenant, he sprinkled it 7 times forward and once sidewise, according to the God's commandment in the book of Leviticus. Listen, he drew the cross with his own hands, not yet knowing that it would become a prototype of Golgotha. God had already inscribed the cross at the very heart of Yom Kippur. And the golden mercy seat of the ark with the cherubim on it was called the kaporet, with the same root, kaf pei resh, covering. It was through its participation that it covering the atonement for the people was acquired. And the 10 commandments lying in the ark, God's covenant, work under the constant covering of blood on Yom Kippur. During the Babylonian captivity, the ark was lost, and only the stone on which it stood remained in the Holy of Holies. But the high priests, by faith, continued to sprinkle in it on the holy place, demonstrating that God accepts people through the covering of their sins with innocent sacrificial blood. One day, this covering was completely fulfilled. Jesus the Messiah, neither by blood of goats or cows, but by his own blood, he entered in once into the holy place, having obtained eternal redemption for us, eternal covering, eternal Yom Kippur. Today, his blood covers your shame, your sin, your nakedness. So Yom Kippur is the day of covering. And in Yeshua, you can be covered forever. God seeks to meet you, and he is ready to remove your guilt and has opened the way into his presence for you. Shalom from Israel.